horse racing business throughout his career. As they all get set, Pat Hickey, the general manager of the Los Angeles New Haven Nighthawks, formerly a team of the LA Kings.
You will hear some stuff on the ice.
Checking me again.
The microphones on Rod Gilbert and Pierre
Don't worry
LaRouche.
about me.
He says, you're checking me again?
Dave Schultz has got him.
Don't tell him. I'm not telling him.
Dave Schultz,
You got
Rick
the young
McLeish,
goaltender, eh?
Reggie Leach, going against Ulf Nielsen, Rod Gilbert, Pat Hickey, Rod Sealing, and Andre Dorey. Dorey knocking it away from Dave Schultz, and Ulf Nielsen getting it over to Pat Hickey. Rod Gilbert to Pat Hickey, and Hickey to Nielsen, and the Rangers score. And the Rangers' first chance at Tim Andra in goal for the Flyers. Nielsen puts it home.
Yeah, Rod Gilbert's question to Schultz. He says, oh, you got that young goaltender, huh? He's worried about the goaltender coming up big. And here's Ulfie Nielsen. Boy, he had his career short with that leg injury, but right out in the slot, he just bangs it in as he always did.
And former Ranger Ed Hospodar playing the puck here, number 17. Ed Hospodar, nicknamed Boxcar, one of the tougher players in the league.
Oh, I had it, Ricky.
He's
Came out of Bowling Green University.
In the Philadelphia area right now, lives down there, made a home in Philadelphia, trying to make some money in the investment business.
One of the great scorers for the Flyers, Reggie Leach on the ice, number 27. This is Hospodar firing. Gilles Villemure is in goal for the Rangers. Steve Baker will also play for the Rangers. George McPhee, number 37, law student now. Dave Schultz shooting. It was blocked. The rebound, Villemure the save. As he made the save on Larry Goodenough, number 5.
You know, talk about old-timers. Villemure's in his 50s, guys, and he is as spry as can be in the net right now.
How about you, Red Light? How come you're not in on this?
Can't see anymore, so I never could see that well anyway.
Bob Kelly, number 9, for the Flyers. The puck around the boards. McPhee is on with Pierre LaRouche. And Mike Backman, number 12. McPhee for LaRouche. It hit good enough. Backman trying to take it away, and the puck is moved out by Jimmy Watson, number 20.
How about me there? How about me?
Frank Beaton, number 21, is playing on defense with Mark Heaslip, number 19. And that one is deflected and blocked, and Villemure with a couple of saves. And Nick Petiou plays the puck. He loves it. He just loves being on the ice.
Nick's selling some chili right now. He and Cleon Daskalaskis, the former Bruin goaltender, in the chili business up there. Nick's also in the Massachusetts area, also in the catering business, and runs some hockey camps. Nicky very active.
Kurt Bennett, number 20, on with Nick Petiou, wearing the familiar 22. Petiou putting it in front. Ranger Legends leading 1-0. And that puck off the stick of Bobby Crawford. Bobby Crawford, number 32.
All right, we're ready,
Played
guys.
for
Come on
St.
now.
Louis. He played for Hartford.
Where you hot?
Petiou in
Come on,
the puck. And you're
Look at
listening.
Nick. Look at Nick go.
That's Gilbert
Big shot.
calling from the bench.
Crawford's in a hockey-playing family. His father's involved in Central
Hey, Red
Scouting.
Light, I
His
think
brother,
you would have stubbed that shot.
he's involved with Central Scouting. He's also has a brother coaching St. John's, the Toronto Maple Leafs #1 club.
Come on, this is good,
What
guys.
is
Come
it,
on.
you've been talking to us up here?
Yeah, he said you would have. He gave you credit, Sal. He said you would have stopped that shot. All right, Ranger legend Bobby Sheehan, number 27, who had a great year when the Rangers made the run at the Cup in 1979. His speed, one of the big factors for the Rangers throughout the playoffs. Bobby Crawford. Villemure covers up Mike McGregor alongside him. And from Mirabel, we have a final score. Team USA has defeated, no, excuse me, Team Sweden rallying from 3 goals down to tie that game 3-3. And for Team USA, they finish in first in Pool A and advance to the quarterfinal round. They'll play France, the 4th team in Pool B, in the first game of the playoffs, and that is single elimination in the playoff round.
And that means Sweden ends up playing Czechoslovakia. Canada will go against Germany. And we have
The
Finland. Yeah.
United team will play Finland.
Right.
Ranger Legends leading 1-0. And Jimmy Watson was taken out of the play. Watson number 20. Andre Dorey moving the puck. 2 periods, 20 minutes each running time. Dave Schultz playing it around the boards for Reggie Leach. His centering pass coming through. And Rod Gilbert is on with Nielsen and Hickey. Pat Hickey. He's still pushing it. Pat Hickey in great shape. And as Sal mentioned, general manager of the New Haven Nighthawks, who are independent. They're not affiliated with any team. And that's a tough job.
Trying to get a team together. I understand he had Brian Fogarty down to play with him from the Quebec Nordiques.
McPhee's pass. And score. Mike Backman with tremendous speed. Backman, who's a marathoner. He has run the New York Marathon twice. He's in fabulous shape. Came flying in to score the Rangers' second goal.
That's just speed all the way. With a nice pass from George McPhee. And, wow, Backman got that puck to his stick with his skate. Put it in. Lumber salesman right now in the New England area. Mike Backman, who has played briefly, really tried hard to break in with the Rangers, had a couple of chances, never did. And don't look at me because I'm going to use that line. He played more Legends games with the Rangers than regular season games. Michael loved that one.
He scores the goal. In this last New York Marathon, he finished the marathon under
from
3.5 hours.
4 years in a row now he's running the marathon.
And the Flyers have scored. And Bruce, what's going on at Ice Side?
All right, thank you very much. I'm with Dave Schultz. 472 penalty minutes in 1 year. Is that really accurate?
Wow. And I had to miss a couple of games, too.
How you doing out there?
The game has changed. You can't do that today. You know, I had a lot of game misconducts and 10 minutes, and, you know, you get suspended now after so many games, so it's a different game. I don't think anybody will ever equal that one.
Why are you huffing and puffing?
I just came off a real strong shift. Did you believe that one, too?
I believe it. Good luck to you, Dave. Thanks. All right, let's go back upstairs.
The Hammer. Boy, the days of the Broad Street Bullies, he was the biggest of them all.
1973-74, sixth game of a semifinal series with the New York Rangers, and everybody remembers that. He had to fight with Dale Ralph, and the Rangers lost that game.
We're going to step out for a moment. 13-15 remaining. First period of this 2-period game. Rangers leading.
Hey, you're doing a good job.
Good for you.
Here's a look at one-time 40-goal scorer, Pat Hickey.
He still looks good, doesn't he? Looks as young as he did when he played.
All right, number 16. Check him on the ice there. Shot by Dave Maloney.
Beautiful pass.
There goes Hickey to the rebound. Banks it in off the Montreal goaltender. Score for Hickey.
Dave Maloney unable to play today. Broke his leg not too long ago. There you see Hitch is he's nicknamed. Doesn't look any different now, right?
Not at all.
Really looks good.
Just change the part on the hairstyle a little bit.
Oh, there he is. Early appearance.
Ron Kreshner couldn't stay away.
You
Where to
notice
go?
on the bench how he had his head. It was equal with LaRouche, and we knew he was there.
I wanted
You're saying he had a nose out in front?
Lucky you weren't sitting next to him. I never noticed him.
You took it up. We'll do it in the second period.
You're hearing the voices from the bench. We have microphones on Rod Gilbert and Pierre LaRouche. Dave Schultz going in with a puck. Rick McLeish knocked away. Pete Stemkowski is out. You can tell Pete he's got the long pants on. Nick Fattiu is on. Bobby Crawford. Bobby Sheehan. And Kurt Bennett. This is Kurt Bennett with the puck. Playing it toward the net. Now Nick Fattiu playing the puck.
Who's up?
Bennett shooting, and it deflects into the corner.
Tried to find out what Bennett's doing now. He's 6'5", and all I was told is he's still growing.
Oh, boy.
I don't think it would pay up to slap the puck at the deck.
But Bennett played Atlanta for quite a while after the Rangers.
And the Rangers have scored again. Kurt Bennett gets the goal. And it's a 3-1 Rangers lead.
Shows you how tall he is standing next to Nick Fattiu, who's a pretty big kid. And he overshadowed him. As you hear Rod Gilbert's voice,
You're hot, Nick.
get his team going. And Bennett, little deflection there through the legs of goaltender Andre. There he is.
Just one season with the Rangers. He did play with St. Louis. Sal
Over
mentioned he played
500
with
games,
Atlanta. He was one of those big guys when Atlanta had those big teams, big physical teams used to come in and muscle the
A
Rangers
little
around.
center, a little left wing,
Yeah.
played a couple of positions. Out of Providence. In fact, his brother played the NHL as well for a while.
Puck cleared out. 11:15 to go. First of two periods here. Rangers legends leading 3-1. Rod Gilbert, some nice stick handling. Boy, he can still do it.
Ow! Ow! You did that!
Hickey. Nielsen is in front. Hospodar moving the puck. Gilbert putting it in front.
Goofy!
Well, they're really moving around there.
Aren't they?
Gilbert, another guy who's past the 50 mark and pretty energetic out there. Has his legs.
Rangers with Rod Sealing and Andre Dorion. This is the Flyers coming in. Mike McGregor, number 43.
One of those young riggers they brought in that has that burst that the other guys don't have.
Flyers, of course, would love to have a couple of other legends in the lineup, like Bobby Clark.
Boy, would this be a physical game? Bobby Clark in the lineup?
Probably
No
might
body
take it
checking.
too seriously.
Hey, no slap shots either in this game. Let's explain the rules here. You can only take a
That was
wrist
a long
shot. You
shift.
can't take a slap shot. You can't body check.
Gilbert breathing heavily, as you can hear. That's his microphone.
Hey, DB! DB, come here!
DB is DB Sweeney, who's the referee and starring in
give us a friendly
the soon-to-be-released
Next whistle.
movie, The Cutting Edge.
And then Bob Kelly.
Greshner out there without a helmet.
Where's the big buck?
LaRouche.
Where's the
Mark
big
Heaslip
buck?
is out there, number 19.
Mark, a pretty aggressive player in his day out of the Minnesota, University of Minnesota Duluth. Played with the Rangers for a couple of years.
Look at Backman moving. Drop to LaRouche. Shot deflected. Backman
DB!
moving it around. There's Greshner.
Working hard.
Hey, who's got it?
Ron Greshner scored a goal at the All-Star game.
Look at those
Pretty goal.
strides. Look at those strides.
2 men on me.
He hasn't moved yet. I'll keep a watch on Greshner's hit. That's 1, 2, 3 strides for Greshner.
And he hasn't moved from the point. Out in front, it's knocked away by Andra. Heaslip is after it. Kelly moves the puck.
All right, here we go on Gresh. Let's see what he does here as Kelly gets on him.
Steve Coates, number 23, the back pass
Where you going?
taken by Hospodar, scores.
No, Villamule, that's a slap shot. That's no shot. No, slap shot's not allowed. No goal, no goal.
Sal has wiped it off.
Watch
They
it.
put it on the scoreboard.
Wiped it off.
Sal says it's off the board. We'll step out and find out if it counts
Why?
or not.
Thing is tossing, man. Go on here.
We're back at the Sharp Electronics Legends game, and the Rangers lead the Flyers by a score of 3-2, partly because Alt Nilsson had a goal earlier. You still have the touch?
Well, it's kind of hard, Bruce, to really play, but it's nice to have the opportunity to come and play in the Garden.
All right, well, what about getting back out there with some of your teammates? You enjoying it?
Well, we usually play some charity games. We played last Thursday up in Stamford, and see how the boys enjoy this. They really enjoy it.
All right, let's go back upstairs while it's still dry down here to Sam and Sal.
Boy, Bruce wasn't even paying attention to the interview. He was looking at George McPhee in that water bottle.
Don't
thinking
squirt.
he'd get
That's
one.
right. Fatia with a good rush. And it's cleared out of the zone before Stemkowski could hustle to the rebound.
You know, Ed Hospodar begged for that goal. They gave him that goal. That's
right.
terrible. He went over and said,
Despite
oh, come
what
on,
Sal
I
says.
didn't score many goals during my career. And he said it was a bouncing puck. The only thing he could do. That's terrible.
The goal counts. It's 3-2. Rangers legends leading. Moments ago. Did DB call that?
Oh, another tripping penalty for Stemkowski.
McLeish was taken down, and Stemkowski is going to the penalty box.
So many things that doesn't have a
They're
purpose.
going to give him a penalty. They're really going to put him in.
Fuck stuff in it.
Here's
Well,
Nick
between one
Patillo
period,
and Ty Domi a little earlier. Ty asking for some pointers
Come on,
from Nicky.
delay. Come on.
But Stemkowski has gone into the box. There he is.
Let's go, man.
Peter, who's in the radio business out on Long Island, and there is Peter coming right up the middle as Timmy Horton bats that puck in, and Stemkowski
Demmer.
putting one in.
That's the one.
Come on,
That's the goal
Rod.
they remember, the overtime goal, the triple overtime goal against the Blackhawks. Stemkowski putting it in. What a memorable game. Bruce, are you still dry?
Yeah, and the referee is down here, D.B. Sweeney. How can you give a penalty in a Legends game?
Well, I think flagrant violations in the neutral zone have to be punished. We want to just nip this stuff right in the bud here, you know? So I figured we're going to cut it off right here in the first period.
Hey, speaking about skating, you've got a new movie coming out. Tell us about it.
The Cutting Edge. It's coming out March 27th. I play a hockey player in that. You'd never know it from today, though.
All right, good luck to you.
Okay, thanks, Bruce.
All right, back upstairs.
He says he plays hockey player. Plays hockey player for about 5 minutes. The rest of the movie, he's a figure skater. How about that?
Was Drescher a consultant on that movie? On the figure skating part?
DB really worked hard on his skating and on some of the hockey scenes and some of those figure skating scenes. The ones where he falls down. Whenever you see him fall down, the figure skating scenes in the movie, that's him. The others are a stand-in. But whenever you see a guy fall down, that's him. Hickey to Ulf Nielsen. Now Gilbert, and the shot blocked. Had a chance to see a preview of the movie. Went to a screening in Los Angeles when we were out there, and pretty good job. Real good job by DB. Good role for him.
It was a different game, huh?
The Cutting Edge is the movie.
See, that's what the problem was.
Rick McLeish. Reggie Leach.
Let's fly.
You hear Pierre LaRouche's voice? You hear that chatter? He'll never stop.
side.
It's Pierre LaRouche and Pepe, as he's affectionately called, talk like this while he played.
Oh, a score is a shot by Rick McLeish beats Gilles Villemure, and the game is tied with 5 minutes to go in this first period. Rick McLeish.
You see him a lot older than when he played, and he makes a nice move. Rick McLeish almost averaged a point per game for the Philadelphia Flyers
They got the young
while he
legs against
played.
us. They
That's
must
during the playoffs. He's just about 3 games short of a point a game in his playoff career. There he is when everybody wore the long hair. Rick McLeish scoring the goal, but boy, was he an outstanding center iceman and winger. 13 years with the Philadelphia Flyers, 114 career playoff games. He had 107
They got the young legs
points
on the
overall.
ice again. He's it.
Mike Backman moving in.
Check him.
3-3 the score. LaRouche on the ice now, giving us his commentary. That shot just going wide. Bob Kelly moving in. Actually, that was Steve Coates with the shot that was blocked.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's Drescher going right up.
Oh, he's moving in with the puck. And it's deflected. Gressner along the boards. Goes it to
Good play,
George
Gress.
McPhee.
I don't care what they say.
Mark Heaslip. Pierre LaRouche just getting out of traffic, just waiting for the puck to come to him.
Well, he sent Gressner in. He's playing the point. He's playing defense right now.
LaRouche on defense here. Oh, that was a cute play.
Villemure out wandering, handling the puck. Good, he couldn't handle the puck.
LaRouche couldn't get out of the zone. Tom Gorrance is on with Reggie Leach and Bob Kelly. Villemure with a glove and play stopped. Bruce, what's going on?
455 games with New York, one of the most popular Rangers ever. Nick Fitzhugh.
Well, you got to hold this mic because he's really dangerous with this. Like, he's really dangerous. Last time I had the mic in my hand, Bruce hit me in the face, but I just got to hold it here.
That was a couple years ago. Fitzhugh came over, and I bounced him about 5 times in the chin, and it was a dangerous experience. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Bruce.
Sam, having your lunch? God, I love to hear you say something with all.
I thought it was going to be a longer interview.
Come on, Joe, you're doing the play-by-play, Sam.
No problem. Set up for Frank Beaton.
Come on, kitty.
Oh, look at Gorrance go. Tom Gorrance save. Villemure. Beauty. Oh, beauty.
Really staying
some of
on
the
his
guys don't wanna
feet and
play
taking
again.
away from the young guy. Gorrance, he hasn't been out of the league too long. Another University of Minnesota guy.
Stemkowski to Bennett, who scores his second of the game, and the Rangers regain the lead 4-3.
Yeah, Pete Stemkowski doing what he always did for the New York Rangers, dishing it off. You know, we saw that goal he scored, but Stemmer was so good with a puck and setting up the play. Watch Tim Gorrance, played with the Flyers for a couple of years, going in on Villemure, and that's a Villemure looks like he did when he played. He plays the angle so well. Tom Gorrance and There's Gilles Villemure, a younger version.
And those years when he shared the nets with Eddie Jockman.
One of the best angle goaltenders in the league. Gilly not afraid to challenge and always standing up, very quick with his hands.
Who's up?
And
Boy,
even with his feet
see how
there.
quick?
Yeah.
Down, up, down, up. And there's Gilles still kicking it out. Minute 20 to go in this first period. Running time.
The line or nothing.
Rangers leading the Flyers 4-3. Sharp Electronics Legends game at Madison Square Garden. Gilbert tried to put it in front. Dory missed it. Rick McLeish. And Dory has it back.
Andre Dory in the investment business along with Dave Maloney in the New York area.
I don't need it to come.
Nick Coutinho sliding it to Rod Gilbert.
You and Rod.
They don't call off
Linesmen
flags in this game.
are reporters, hockey beat writers, John Delapina of the Bergen Record and Rick Resnick. Rick Resnick involved in the new venture. The Rangers
Looks easier than it is.
newspaper. And the save made by Andra on the shot by Wolf Nielsen.
Now, I'm still looking for the Flyers' little gimmick that they come up with. They haven't come up with anything yet.
Whoa, that's good move.
Waiting for a surprise second period. Greshner left the puck
Hey,
for
Ronnie, don't
Heaslip.
shoot you fast out there. You're going to burn out.
The voice of who that was that? Gilbert then.
No, I think
it's still Pepe.
I think it was LaRouche.
He's not talking that much.
Hickey backhanding
Gilbert.
it wide. And the first period comes to an end. So Kurt Bennett with 2 goals for the Rangers legend. Rolf Nielsen had 1. Nick Coutinho, Rod Gilbert, Kurt Bennett.
He's in shape. The other guys are pumping hard.
Oh, sure.
Mike Backman had 1
Oh,
goal.
thank you.
Rangers
Yeah, he used to
4,
go there.
Flyers 3. We'll be back with the between periods intermission in just a moment.
Who's wearing at that clinic?
Why? Benny's are just kicking in.
Pierre LaRouche, 2-time 50-goal scorer
Yeah,
with
the
Pittsburgh
first two.
and Montreal. 48 goals with the New York Rangers. The quick hands, the steal, the great moves, and the finishing touch.
And always had a good time doing it. Pierre LaRouche, one of the more popular players around. Always a smile on his face, always an up guy when he played. Even when he was having the tough time with Ted Sater as the
think
coach.
we got them
In fact,
tired
they
now.
took him down for a while. He was still an up person when
And
he
we
came back.
he talks about how John Paddock really helped save his career when Pierre was sent down to Hershey that year. John Paddock, who spent some time in
they
the
have a
Rangers
chance now.
organization, was the head coach at Hershey in the Flyers
okay?
organization, and helped him get through the
Benny
tough
isn't
times
kicking yet?
as he spent half a season in the American Hockey League.
Paddock was the kind of a guy, he was a fringe player, so he knew what it was to go back down. He had been sent down a lot of times, so he just, I'm sure, must have passed that along through experience on how he handled it.
LaRouche, Hickey flying. McPhee shooting wide. And Reggie Leach has the puck.
I think McPhee's taking the bar exam.
What's the red line?
From what I heard.
It could be close.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly when.
I got my man.
He has done very well in law school.
In fact, he's out of Bowling Green. He was a college player before he came into the National Hockey League in Detroit.
Player of the Year in 1982. Collegiate NCAA Player of the Year. Hobie Baker Award winner. Beautiful tic-tac play. And Greshner hit both posts. Greshner hit both posts.
Did you hear LaRouche yelling, good shot?
Heads up. The other way.
Yeah. There's Greshner, who just missed that
He
little
couldn't do that if he tried it again.
I think you could have scored that one.
Oh, man, LaRouche.
Heads up.
Beautiful setup. Tom Gorance moving in with Bob Kelly. Bob Kelly centering. Oh, Steve Baker with a save. Big Steve always had problems with groin pull.
Ooh, right on the head.
And it really hurt him, but he had a couple of years where he really
Hey, who missed that open
picked
net?
up the slack when the Rangers had injury problems.
There's Greshner. He missed the open net, and good shot. Another congratulatory remark. I mean, that's all you have to do. As Ron Gresher, you'll see the little tic-tac-toe passing. LaRouche to Gresher. Bing off one post, off the other post, and a little smile on the face of Ron Gresher.
Yeah, Saturday at the last game, you had a conclusion you don't remember. Oh, man, how can you miss this?
LaRouche upset that he didn't get an assist after the beautiful setup.
Is that what he's saying, or is, oh man, how could you miss this? Does he miss playing? Did he mean he misses playing? And he's having a tough time on the bench?
Ooh, I don't know. Nah, Pierre would play.
No, he said, how could you miss this? It means he must be missing playing. And but now it's like work.
Stankowski, Frank Beaton also wearing number 21. Beaton to Kurt Bennett. Bennett looking for a hat trick.
Oh, what a nice play in front. Is that Jimmy Watson who made the save? Number 20, Jimmy Watson, who along with Joe Watson really were anchors on defense. Jimmy Watson like the Larry Robinson. You see him carrying the puck right now with the Flyers. He was the only guy who really could do it offensively. They had such a stay-at-home type defense.
Eddie Hospodar rushing down the middle, deflecting that shot, that pass just wide of the net. Hospodar and Bennett bumped each other.
And he said, I didn't mean it.
Stemmer. Bobby Crawford. Is covered up by the Flyers goaltender.
Yes, Bobby Crawford. And we were talking about him a little earlier. His brother's still playing in pro hockey. In fact, the Boston Bruins had him up for a couple of
Crawford.
Yeah, Lou Crawford, right? Another brother of his with coaching in the American Hockey League. His dad is in charge of central scouting for the National Hockey League. And Crawford played briefly for the New York Rangers. Pretty good right winger. Good hands, a lot of speed.
He was the throw-in for the Rangers in that big deal with Washington. The Rangers traded for Bobby Carpenter and sent Mike Ridley and Kelly Miller. They also sent Bobby Crawford in there. And that was just about the end for Bobby Crawford, who also had injury problems really take the better years out of his NHL career. Rod Sealing. There's a steady defenseman for the New York Rangers.
He could handle the puck so well. What he did well was move the puck out of his end. I mean, he wasn't very physical. He was just smart. Played an intelligent game.
Nick Fathieu handling the puck. A man from Staten Island. What a success story that was. Man, no one gave
he used to go
a chance to, but he played in the league over 10 years.
He used to go out to Long Island and work out at the Skateland out in New Hyde Park. He'd take a bus and a train from Staten Island out there just to improve his skating. And he got the opportunity in that Cape Cod League. That's where he started. Then the WHA. He was just a tough guy, of course. And his toughness got him to the National Hockey League.
Dave Schultz leaves it for Reggie Leach. The pass back is intercepted by Gilbert. Uh-oh, the two microphones are on the ice. Gilbert and LaRouche. Gilbert's going off. LaRouche with a rebounded shot that was blocked.
What do you mean I'm stuck? It's good goaltending.
Howie Rhodes on the microphone here just described.
Oh, LaRouche scores! A quick snapshot by Pierre LaRouche.
Oh, yeah, sure. I have time to look at this.
LaRouche with the goal.
I thought he was going to keep the puck.
Getting abuse from his teammates. Bruce Beck, what's going on at Iceside?
Well, with me is Rick McLeish, who played on 2 Stanley Cup championship teams in Philadelphia. And, Rick, what made those teams special?
I think we were together. We had a good nucleus of a hockey team, and it was built by the Flyers. We had a heck of a coach, Freddie Sherrill, and we just played our system, and we won games.
And you were always a guy who came up big in the playoffs. Why?
I don't know. I think everybody gets up big in the playoffs. You can see Minnesota and what they did last year. I think it's all new season when the playoffs start, and they expect the best of you.
You better get up for these last 14 minutes. You're down 2.
We'll be all right. Just keep on going.
All right, let's go back upstairs.
5-3, Rangers Legends leading, just under 14 minutes to go.
Pierre LaRouche just lost his microphone.
Yeah, too many X-rated comments from his teammates.
He had a tail hanging down. He was wondering what it was, but it was his microphone.
Mike Backman trying to squeeze through. George McPhee, there's LaRouche.
He's trying to hang his microphone. A puck comes to him, puts his glove back on, handles the puck.
McPhee from Backman goes through. Here come the Flyers. Steve Coates. Coates, who slammed into his own man, Lou Morrison. Taken back by LaRouche. Got it wide. McPhee.
There's McPhee's microphone by his skate. You see him hanging around? He wouldn't give up a chance to score even if he lost his microphone.
The microphone's taking a beating. LaRouche has got it back.
He's got it back. There you go. He wants to change. He wants to change. He was waving. He's trying to talk into the microphone right now.
Oh, boy. Mike McGregor centering for Reggie Leach. Referee D.B. Sweeney almost got in the way. Reggie Leach hits the outside of the net.
You score a goal, and then all of a sudden they can say, yeah, you're a hero.
Well, we haven't seen much of Dave Schultz.
I got him.
Where is he?
Hasn't been involved.
Hasn't been involved. Oh, that's right.
Reggie Leach. Bobby Crawford picks him up.
He needs a more physical game.
That's right. There's Dave Schultz. And Baker sticks it aside. McLeish. Good. Hospodar. Schultz. Gilbert moving in with Stemkowski. Gilbert. Pass across. Rod Sealing. Score! 6-3 Rangers.
His own rebound. Good save by Andrew, and he just batted it in himself.
They're having a good time in the Legends game. 11:43 to go. We'll be right back. Rod Sealing, and he's along.
Was a
Watch the quick hands of Rod Sealing. Watch the rebound he gets right back out, and he bats it in.
Might as well, we'll give them another one.
Rod Gilbert with the microphone on, trying to do a little on-ice interview.
This time. He shoots penalty shots.
12 years. Oh, who's getting the penalty shot?
I think Gilbert wants a penalty shot to liven things up. D.B.
It's going
Sweeney.
to take about 3 or 4 minutes for him to get in from the red line.
D.B. Sweeney was tripped up by the Flyers.
Come on,
Nick Patillo breaks out.
Well, he loved to score a goal.
There's Sealing. The takeaway by the Flyers, Lou Morrison. The setup for the shot by Schultz went wide. And now Rod Sealing.
Steve Baker in goal. Lost a lot of weight over the last couple of years. Steve sells airtime up in the Massachusetts area now.
Joe Watson, pressed by Ulf Nielsen.
There you go. Go.
And Schultz sending it ahead 2-on-1. Morrison's pass in front. Baker the save. That was McLeish sending in Lou Morrison. Patillo. Gilbert. Patillo with a bouncing puck went right over his stick.
They have the rule show that the line change there. It doesn't matter.
Oh! Baker, what a save on Bob Kelly.
Penalty shot.
Steve Baker. They keep calling for a penalty shot.
Yeah, they had too many men on ice. Each penalty goes for a penalty shot. Watch Steve Baker. He looks like he's in real good shape. 2 on. Oh, and he just times it perfectly. Stacks the pads. Wow.
Bruce Beck has another guest with him as you take a good look at Steve Baker, one-time New York Ranger goaltender. Bruce?
Rod Sealing, who played almost 1,000 games in the NHL. Tell me about your involvement these days in harness racing.
Well, I'm involved actually with harness and thoroughbred racing unit back in Toronto, the Ontario Jockey Club. As we were talking a little bit earlier, I was on my way to the Meadowlands, but due to delayed immigration problems, I thought best for all concerned that I stay home and let them get somebody they knew they could have here when the meet opened.
Was it an opportunity you would have liked?
It was a good opportunity, and but things have a way of working out the best, and that's how you have to approach it.
All right, good to see you.
Thank you. Enjoyed being here.
Let's go back upstairs.
Eddie Hospodar scoring on a penalty shot for the Flyers. And the game is now tightened up. It's 6-4 Rangers.
Who said he was just a tough guy? Eddie Hospodar played briefly for the Rangers, if you recall. Played for the Flyers, where he finished up his career. That was a nice little snapshot as he went in on Steve Baker. Really a popular guy is Eddie Hospodar. He was when he played. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, remember that big hit? He hit somebody at Edmonton. I'm trying to recall who it was, a final, Flyer final, when he really leveled somebody behind the net in Edmonton.
Backman gets it right back. Hickey sends in Backman, and Mike Backman scores his second goal of the game. And with about 8.5 minutes to go in this Sharp Electronics Legends game, the Rangers are leading 7-4. Well, the Bowling Green men talk in the foreground. In the background is Larry Zeidel.
Well, he used to get involved with Eddie Shack. They had some interesting stick-swinging fights going way back, and I'm talking in the 50s. Larry Zeidel, a defenseman, played briefly in the National Hockey League with the Flyers, and I think he makes his home in the Philadelphia area.
LaRouche on the face-off.
Oh,
This. What's
there we
this?
go. That's a puck on a string.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, Bobby.
Well, I always said that about Vier, right? He could handle a puck as though it was on the string. That was a little bit of tape.
Nice
I guess that was one of Gilbert's ideas.
again, they dressed. That was great.
Look at him.
But the Flyers looking to come back here, down 7-4.
If
You know, they don't have their big guy. Bobby Clark's
it.
not here. That's the key. He's the key to that team. He always was.
There's LaRouche with Hickey and Backman. There's Backman again. Ooh, just missed.
You know, and he's been out of hockey
skating
for a
great,
while.
isn't he?
He's in great shape. As you talked about him running in the marathon. And you know the training you have to do to get to participate in that. He and Bobby Nystrom of the Islander fame, and Bobby Nystrom still runs in the New York City Marathon.
Offside. Rick Resnick blows the whistle. The linesman Rick Resnick, as I mentioned, involved in a new publication for the New York Rangers, Blue Shirt Bulletin, just recently out. And a real good job for Ranger fans. A lot of insight, a lot of good articles in the new publication. Rick Resnick and John Delapina, two fine hockey writers. The linesman this afternoon, and D.B. Sweeney, the referee. Bill Chadwick was behind the Rangers bench during the first period. I don't see him down there right now. The big whistle.
Maybe he had to catch a train.
Reggie Leach. Demkowski breaks it up. Frank Beaton, rather, Bobby Sheehan sending in Kurt Bennett. Bennett's back pass. Reggie Leach is there.
Oh, look at Leach back
taken
checking.
down by Frank Beaton and a penalty call.
I think all penalties are penalty shots, aren't they?
No, it looks like he's skating over to the penalty box. Bruce Beck, what's going on downstairs?
Well, with me, the president down in New Haven, Pat Hickey, and you're the boss these days, right?
Yeah, well, things are looking up in New Haven. We're 500. We're an independent team, and the first time in 5 years for the American League to do that. I work with 6 different NHL organizations and sign my own players, so we're having a pretty good time in New Haven.
Now, you were a part of that Rangers memorable run in 1979. What made that team come close to winning it all?
I don't know, just the same camaraderie that got us all together here, and I think it's something that exists with the Rangers now, with a great job Neil's done, and the types of players he's got, and I think it's looking good. It's entertaining to watch, that's for sure, so I hope they get 79 this year.
Or watch your back.
Okay.
Back upstairs.
Frank Beaton, who just picked up that penalty, he had a nickname, Never Beaten. He was a fighter. His name is Frank Beaton. He played for the Rangers briefly. Tough guy in the minor leagues for quite a while. And that was the nickname he sprung upon himself.
This is supposed to be a power play. The Rangers have 5 skaters on the ice, so it didn't turn out to be a power play.
Well, Beaton snuck out. He snuck out of the box.
He was supposed to be in the penalty box, but he wound up scoring.
Oh, sure, nobody's down there. They don't have a penalty timekeeper. There's Never Beaten. And he scores a goal.
8-4, Rangers leading at 5 minutes to go.
There's a good rush as the Rangers gain the zone. Bennett, who looks in top shape, to Beaton, and a nice little wrist shot. And, oh, that was in originally, or was it, Sam?
I don't know. It dropped down in the crease, and I don't know if it was pushed in by the goalie.
Or that's what he looked like in his tough guy days. A lot of tough guys here today.
See, the tough guys enjoy this because now they can just skate and have
score,
fun.
yeah.
Before they had to
beat up each
give up
other.
their bodies, right? Nick Petiu's shot deflected up into the crowd. And a souvenir for the fans who have remained to watch this game.
And a goaltender out of the Philadelphia area, Tim Andra, one of the youngsters, as Rod Gilbert called him, a young goaltender. Nice big save. Has Beaton and Bennett.
There he is. And talk about legends. You know, we mentioned Bobby Clark. If the Flyers legends would love to have Bernie Parent, the man who was the best in the mid-70s as the Flyers won 2 Stanley Cups.
He'd probably still be playing if he didn't get the eye injury.
Oh, man.
I mean, he could play the angles as well as anybody. He and Jacques Plante, 2 guys, well, Parent idolized Jacques Plante, the late Jacques Plante, developed his style of goaltending.
Puck moved aside. 3.5 minutes to go in this Sharp Electronics Legends of Hockey game, with the Rangers leading the Flyers 8-4. It's put out in front. Baker made a save, and Sealing has the puck. You know, in looking at Pat Hickey and listening to the interview with Bruce, you have to think that one of the leading candidates for a future GM position in the NHL is Pat Hickey, because he has really paid his dues, worked hard in the minor leagues, and really knows how to run an organization pretty well.
See Dave Schultz throw the check? Yeah, getting back to Hickey, you know, that's quite a few years now he's been in New Haven, and they were the Los Angeles affiliate for a while. And then last year, they were almost like the #2 affiliate, because Phoenix was #1. There's Dave Schultz, that's Ray Schultz, who, the younger brother of Dave Schultz. But Dave Schultz, and you have to go back to that 73-74 playoff series. That is one of the most memorable because of that fight in the last game. And he had an interesting remark. He had the fight with Dale Ralph. And the guys who were on the ice, it's early in the game, Game 7. The Flyers win the Cup because they beat Boston in the next series in 6 games. But he fights Dale Ralph early and really pulverizes Ralph. But nobody in the Rangers jumps in. And who was out there but the Rattel line with Gilbert and Hatfield, and Brad Park was the only defenseman that was out there. So nobody could jump in and become the 3rd man in. So they all stood around and watched Schultz pulverize Dale Ralph. So, and everybody criticized the Rangers for that. You know what, Emil Francis had a remark. He said the guy who should have jumped in maybe would have been Vic Hatfield, because he was playing with a bad thumb. He had a bad thumb, and he wouldn't be effective for the rest of that game. But that line was their #1 line, the Rattel line.
Hickey to Greshner to McPhee. Swept aside by Bob Kelly. Minute 40 to go. 8-4. That's an interesting...
You know, that was only said by Emil Francis within the last couple of years. I think Howie Rose had him on his show interviewing him, and that's what Emil Francis said. If anybody should have jumped in, it was him.
Baker made a skate save. Greshner was hanging. He's on a breakaway, and he scores. And we will hear about that for the next week or so. Ron Greshner with the breakaway goal. Bruce, what's going on at Ice Side?
Well, with me is Gilles Villemure, who shared the Vezina Trophy with Ed Jockman back in 70-71. You know, the Rangers have 2 goalies now that work pretty well together. What about the communication with you two back then?
Well, Eddie and I got along very well. We had no problem at all. And when he played, I root for him. When I played, he root for me. No problem.
You know, you look at these Legends games, you wonder if the goalie, if it takes him a little bit longer to get in shape.
Yeah, it gets a little, it takes time to warm up, like your reflexes are a little sort of start. But after a couple minutes, you get warmed up and you feel a little better.
When did you start warming up, on Wednesday?
Sometimes I do, you're right.
Okay, let's go back up to Sam and Sal.
Thanks, Bruce. Boy, he still loves to play.
He does. He plays in a lot of them. He practices everything, Gilly. Good
Bobby
guy.
Crawford with the puck. Final seconds of the game.
Honest
Rangers
racer at one
Legends.
time, too.
I'm sorry,
Gilly was
yeah,
honest
that's
racing
right.
driver for quite a few years.
15 seconds remaining. Gilbert set up for Stemkowski. Save made as Bobby Sheehan looked for a deflection. Under 10 seconds to go. The Rangers Legends will win here on home ice at Madison Square Garden, 9-4. Well, a fun afternoon for some of the fine names, some of the outstanding names of the past for the New York Rangers. Steve Baker in goal. Finishing up for Gilles Villemure, playing the 2nd period. Rod Gilbert, who helps put these afternoons and evenings together in these Legends games. Good to see Nick Petiu back on the ice as well. Good group put together.
Oh, they certainly are, and they had a lot of fun. You can tell that they smile